Going live on YouTube first because I've been having some problems with the broadcast showing up. So just want to make sure. Ooh. Let's see. Let's see if we are live on YouTube. Did I not hit live? I did hit live. That's live in 4 minutes, but I'm live already here. Like legit live. Let's see. See, that's why I came live here first, so that I could. Gotta make sure my peeps can see me. Okay, says the connection is excellent and that it's public, so you should be able to see me because it says we're live. But when I go to my channel, oh, okay, there we are. We're live. Yay. Okay, so I'm getting out of there. So we're live on YouTube. Yay! Let's get live everywhere else. Let's see. Will you be? Can you see me? Face? Yay! Okay. Okay, getting live in all the places. All right. Alea, Max, coolest, the coolest. Ty, what is up? Everyone had to get started a little bit earlier on YouTube because I've been having some problems with it streaming, or I've been streaming, but people haven't been able to see it live. So now we're live in all the places. We're live on YouTube, we're live on the Instagram, and we're here in the room. We're getting ready to invite some people in really quick. Answering questions the way that it works. I will tell y'all in a minute. Let me see. I'm just gonna see if I can get some people. Let's see. All right. Cool beans. All right, we're getting ready to get started because it is almost 7 o'clock. Before we get started, I'm just going to introduce myself real quick. Hey, how y'all doing? So very glad to see you all. I am brand attorney LaConya Murray, owner of Off the Mark IP Solutions, where we help clients throughout the United States own their genius by protecting their brand, content, and ideas. We work mainly with transitioning professionals, those people who have like a day job and they want to transition into entrepreneurship, and they want to use their education and their experience to create some intellectual property, create a brand, and we help them protect that. So that's what we do. Tonight on Mondays at 7 p.m. Central Time, we go live. We go live in the Genius Lounge. The Genius Lounge is our free community. Our free community that is not it's not a Facebook group, but it is on thegeniuslounge.co. It is our free community where we help entrepreneurs build better businesses. So if you're looking to connect, if you're looking to get information and education, definitely head over to thegeniuslounge.co. So we're live there. We're live on Instagram. I see my beautiful people. And we're streaming in Clubhouse. The way this works is we will answer questions from the insiders first, and then the Genius Lounge members, and then we'll answer any remaining time we have. We will answer questions from the audience. Sounds good? Great, because we got a good one. I want to just give a shout out before we start to my awesome moderators that I haven't made moderators yet. Hold on, let's do that now. Boom. My awesome, beautiful moderators that join me every week, and I really do appreciate it. Alea and Max, thank you so much for joining me every week for these Murray Laws. I really do appreciate it so much. All right, and we have Ty in the audience. Hey Ty, what's up? I'm gonna call you up after a while. I'm gonna call you up. So if you can stick around, that'd be awesome. All right, so let's get started. We have some great questions that were submitted in the Insider. We do. And tonight's theme, because we have a couple of questions, and tonight's theme seems to be around copyrights, which we love. We love when you all are using your creativity, right, to create original work that can be protected by copyright. So copyrights look like books, photos, speeches, broadcast recordings, all those things that we're going to get into. So first question, and I love this question so much. The first question is, for photography, would you trademark your name and tagline, or would you just copyright your work, or would you do both? Let me tell you why I love this question so much. Because one, it acknowledges that there are two separate types of intellectual property, and that they offer two types of protection. So your trademark is going to protect your brand identifier. It's the thing as an artist that you do work under. Whatever your street name is, whatever your artist name is, it's going to protect that, right? Any type of marketing or branding that's associated with it, some type of tagline or slogan that's going to make you stand out in the market, it's going to protect that. Your copyright, on the other hand, is going to protect your work. It's in a fixed, tangible form, so that's going to protect the work itself. The work itself. And the reason why you need both, right? So you need to protect your work by copyright, because even though your copyright interest, it attaches from the moment you create that work in a fixed, tangible form. It attaches, right? Without any type of registration, it attaches. If someone infringes on your work, you cannot file a federal lawsuit without a federal copyright registration. So you want to go ahead and get that. And then if someone does infringe on your work and you don't have that federal registration, the damages, meaning the amount that you can collect, is more difficult to calculate, because when you have that registration, they have a set of statutes that says, oh, we can give you this by law. But if you don't have that registration, they can't give you that. Even after you file, if you file for your registration after you the infringement has happened, you can do that, so you can bring the lawsuit, but your damages again will be reduced. So that's why you want to get that copyright, the copyright. And what it does is it enforces your right. It allows you to enforce your right and protect your work. And the reason you want to protect your work is because, listen, let's say you, in this case, we're talking about photography, right? You take pictures, but that's just one avenue, right? Let's say someone said, oh man, that work is so great. I want to use it in the backdrop of a music video. I want to include it in something, right? They're going to have to come to you to get a license for that. If you're not selling it, they're going to have to come to you to get a license for it. If you're selling it, then they can buy it from you and they can do what they want to with it. But if it's just some work and it's, so they have to get a license, or maybe they want to, matter of fact, I got to recall, but I was just looking at some of the old podcasts, and there was a lawsuit that was filed right when Black Panther, after it was released, by an artist who said that they were approached the video. Oh, Kendrick Lamar and I'm going to mess her name up. SZA, y'all know what I'm talking about. but they did a video with the black and gold, and they said that basically the artist said that they approached me to use my work in the video, and I was like, let's talk about it, or maybe she said no, and next thing she knows, she saw basically her work, like imitations of her work in the video. So she sued them for copyright infringement. I need to follow up and see what the outcome of that lawsuit was, because you can't do that. You can't imitate some work and make infringement and knockoff of people's work. Okay, here's Lilo. My dog Lilo just joined me. You can't do that. So as the artist, people have to pay you to use your work. So that's why you want to get that protection. You want to be able to get additional streams of revenue. It's not just a one-time hit and quit. Like when people make songs, right? And then the songs get put in movies. That's another form of, that's another way they can get paid. So they have to get your permission for it. Now the trademarks come in is you want to protect your brand, because as an artist, you want to make sure that when people are looking for you, they find you. Point blank, period. And the way you do that is by creating a unique position in the market, by coming up with a unique name, a unique slogan, or maybe have colors, smell, sound, or something of that nature that represents your brand. You want to be able to stand out in the marketplace. So that's why I like that question. I would say do both. You want to protect your brand, the brand that you do art under, and then you want to make sure that the work is protected, especially before you start working with third parties. Let's see, the next question. Can you copyright a collection of work? So by this, you mean, so a collection means that you have more than one piece of work in that. So you have poems, photography. Can you copyright that? And then down the line, when you have some more work, can you just go and add to that collection? And the answer is no. You can't add to the collection. You can, while you can supplement and update the information once you registered it, like if you need to add an author or something of that nature, you can do that. You can't add to the collection. You can't add to the collection. And another copyright question is printing well-known poems on, basically taking your photography, or right, and then printing poems on it, right? What's the law around that? And I did a video maybe 2 weeks ago, because you know Amanda Garman, her poem resonated with so many people, and they were looking for prints, and they wanted to find someone that was going to do a print and sell it to them. And I was like, don't do that. That's copyright infringement. As the artist, she has a right. We just talked about that. She has the right to say what happens to her work. She has the right to say who can and cannot replicate her work, make derivatives of that work, right? So you have to have the permission of the artist. Now, there are some works that are what we call in public domain, meaning that the copyright has expired on that. Copyrights expire 70 years after the death of the artist, or 120 years if there is, if it's a corporation. So some stuff is in public domain and you can use. So what would be protected there is sorry, that's the mommy and me, right? So what would be protected there would be the artwork, your original work, but the actual poem would not be, because that's protected by, I'm trying to make sure I did, that's protected, that's in public domain, so anybody can use it. Great question. And y'all in the audience, start getting your questions together. Oh, I'm going through these kind of quick. Get your questions together. I have one more that was submitted. Let me see. Here we go. Let's find it. And do you know if I can use under 60 seconds of a news broadcast in a podcast episode if I credit it and talk about it? So what I like about this question is it really brings to light that a lot of people think that if you just give credit to somebody, then you're not infringing on their rights. People can't eat credit. Like, that's like kind of getting paid in exposure, right? You can't eat that. Like, that means nothing. You're still infringing on someone's copyright. All those people, oh my gosh, it drives me bananas. Those people who use music in their videos, right? And then they have a caption that says, I don't own the rights to this music. Why are you doing that? That does not, when you say you don't have the rights to this music, all you're saying is, hey, guess what? I'm stealing. Hey, look, you didn't know I was, hey, look, me. Yes, me. I'm stealing. And why would you do that? Like, don't do that. Don't do that. That's all I have to say about that. So, giving credit does not absolve you of copyright infringement. You need to have permission. But there are exceptions, and there's fair use. So if you're taking something, right, and you're commentating on it, you can use it. And so she said another thing in there. She said 60 seconds. It's not the length of the clip. Beyonce was sued for using a clip with less than like 10 seconds because the estate said there was copyright infringement. She was using someone's likeness and copyrighted material without their permission. And she wanted to get the lawsuit thrown out, saying that, hey, it was only 10 seconds. Like, it might have been like 6 seconds. And the judge was like, no, it's not about the length of it. It's about the substance of it, and we need to see how, what it was. So she didn't throw the lawsuit out. So the same thing with this clip. Like, and I think that's why we've been seeing like so many like think pieces that gives people an opportunity to put the whole work, on their blog, and then they write a piece about it because now they're commentating on the piece. But just depending on how much it is, and if everything that you're sharing is relevant to what you're commentating on, and what the commentary actually is. All right, I'm proud of myself. I did that. In 12 minutes. Awesome. All right, the floor is open. Coach.
Along those lines, say I have a podcast, right?
Right.
And say I'm not selling anything on my podcast. I have zero sponsorship with my podcast. But say I use an instrumental of a song, just an instrumental, no words. Is that legit or not?
I love that question. Ooh. Again, so many levels. Okay, so the first thing we're going to hit on is that it's not about whether or not you're compensated for the work. So you're using the work and you're getting money or no money. That's not the question. Because the question is, do you have permission? So it's never about, because I seen someone else say, I'm just going to download it. I'm going to make a printable of the poem I was telling you about earlier. I'm going to make a printable, but I'm going to make it free. So now you taking money out of this young girl's pocket. She can't eat because you're giving her work away for free. It's not about the money. That's number one. Number two is when it comes to music, there's different levels of copyright. So yes, you have a song, right? And you have the lyrics. That part's protected by copyrights. The artist performing is protected, but also the melody is protected by copyrights. Remember, that's why T.I. and Robin Thicke was sued by Marvin Gaye's estate. It wasn't the lyrics. It was the melody. So the instrumental part of it. So you need to make sure that wherever you're getting your music from, it needs to be a place where it's royalty free or they have a license. And when you're talking about license, keep in mind there are different levels of licenses. So make sure that you have the proper license to put it on your podcast.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. My friend Sherry.
Hey, Connie, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Hey, I thought that was a great coverage of the issue about using an instrumental piece. I also would throw in, since I was involved in licensing music for Warner Chappell Music and then for Turner Broadcasting for many years back in the day when I was a Time Warner person responsible for music clearances and rights. There's also the underlying recording. So if you didn't create the song yourself, say you don't own the underlying copyright to the melody, you don't own the underlying copyright to the lyrics, you also don't own the underlying copyright to the recording of that composition.
Right. So
unless you sat at the piano and you played the melody yourself, then you didn't use anyone else's recording. But if you took a clip of an existing recording of the song, you have several layers of copyright to clear. If you didn't write the song and you didn't record the song, then someone else did, and they own those rights, and you have to get permission.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Sure.
Thank you, my friend Sherry.
You're welcome.
Alea, what up?
Hi. Happy Monday.
Yay. All right. Do we have any other questions? I'm going to bring Ty up to the stage. Hold on. Let's see. How do I do that? Did I do it? We'll find out.
LaConya, I think you're muted in the clubhouse.
You know I am. I am. I keep forgetting to unmute myself. Oh, and Miss Jacqueline. Matter of fact, I'm going to make this a party.
Hey. I have a quick question. I see a lot of people using quotes, and they'll use someone else's quote and post it on social media and put their logo on it. Are they getting into some murky waters?
Well, that depends. So copyrights do not protect short phrases. So if the quote is coming from a larger body of work, then possibly, but it doesn't protect short phrases. That's why the people who have they're going into the apparel business where they have quotes on t-shirts, and then they will, when someone else has a quote on a t-shirt, they want to get mad and say that you're stealing my stuff. But copyrights don't protect short phrases, which is another reason why you want to have a strong brand so that people can support your brand. Because once people identify and support your brand, once you find your tribe, they're going to buy from you no matter how many other people have a similar shirt. But that was a really good question. And let me say this. So even though it might not be protected by copyrights, plagiarism is real, and they're not the same thing. So when you're stealing someone's work and taking credit for it as your own, that's plagiarism. So cut it out, folks. I'm looking at you, Instagram.
Thank you. Good point.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay, while we're here, why don't we... So, Sherry, you told us a little bit about yourself. Alea, you had a question?
I think we have one more person who came to the stage, Tyran. I don't know if he has a question or not.
Oh, yeah, I pulled him up. Say something.
Hey, LaConya, I didn't know I was going to get pulled on, so I didn't want to get a loud place. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. Thanks for joining me tonight. I'm so excited.
Man, I will never miss when you drop the knowledge, so I appreciate you having me on.
All right.
I know one thing, I guess if you could mention, I remember when you did my trademark, shortly after someone took and bought our domain. The trademark, I guess, can you explain the trademark? Because I know how we started told them that we were trademarked, so we kind of got that squashed, but I don't know if anyone else knows that, like, people steal it if you're not trademarked.
Oh, that's a really great point. So, and that's something that you have to keep in mind. So when you get I always tell people, especially when it comes to use, the question they have, I say, well, when did you first start using the trademark? And they say, oh, well, I bought the domain name. Well, what you need to know is the domain name itself is not trademark use. And someone can actually, you can have a trademark and someone else can own the domain, and depending on what they're doing, it might not be infringement. It might just be a situation where you have to go and negotiate with them to get that domain back. But they do have what's called cyber squatting. So people are out there looking to see what's popping and what's hot, and they're going and just buying these domains with no intention of doing anything with them except for selling it to the highest bidder. Selling it to somebody's brand that needs it. Oh man, who was it? There was some guy that did this with like Microsoft, like some big company. He went and bought the domain for the big company, and he was trying to sell it back, and they got him for
PlayStation 5. The dude who just did it, PlayStation 5, he bought PlayStation5.com, and Sony was unhappy.
Oh man, I bet they were. I didn't even know about that one. This one's the old one too. But people, I mean, so when you're talking about coming up with a brand, like you have to have everything. You got to have everything lined up ahead of time. And Sony should have known that they were going to, they knew you know you were coming out with a PlayStation 5. Matter of fact, I wouldn't be surprised if the dude had PlayStation 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 because that's what they do. I was just talking about that the other day. Side note, how these gaming people keep changing the consoles on us. Why? Okay, never mind. But Tyrion, to your point, people will buy your domain name. You can get the trademark, but someone will buy your domain name if they are using it for a legitimate purpose. It's not cyber squatting, right? If they are using it and what they're doing is also in line with what you're doing, they're using it in the same or related field, now you have an issue. But if they're using it for something else and it's legitimate and there's no likelihood of confusion, you're just going to have to negotiate to get that domain name, the URL name. But you have to be aware that some people are out there. By a matter of fact, there was somebody else that reached out. They was like, "Hey, I want this domain name, but they want like X amount of dollars for it." And it was like a whole bunch of X's because people buy domain names that are popular with the sole purpose of selling them back. But great point.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. So we have a few more minutes, and if there are no questions, Todd, tell us about your business. Tell us where we can find your podcast.
Oh, okay. My podcast is called Beer Talk with a Bet, and it can be found on all platforms, pretty much Apple, Google, iHeart, mostly Podbean. So it's beertalkvet.com, and you can pretty much find me there. And then I also have a brand called Life Behind the Beard, which is a male's grooming and lifestyle brand, which that could be found at lifebehindthebeard.co. And I was personally trademarked by LaConya. So I sure appreciate you.
I appreciate you. All right, Miss Jacqueline, share with the world, YouTube and Instagram, who you are, what you do, and where we can find you.
Hello, everyone. I'm based in Dallas, Texas. I'm a master negotiator. I work with women in male-dominated industries on leadership development. Also a best-selling author of a couple of books, Don't Leave Money on the Table, as well as Navigating the Career Jungle. So that's what I do. Outside of that, I'm a professional taco eater, professional donut eater, and I love lattes. And LaConya, I don't miss your lives. If I can, I get on. So thank you for always coming through, dropping the gems on us on all the platforms.
I appreciate you. And I just showed your book on Instagram and YouTube. I just pulled it from behind me. Miss Sherry, tell us who you are and what you do, where we can find you. Am I muted? Nope. All right, she might not be available. Cool Max.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell us.
What's going on? I'm Max Skiles, also known as the Coolest Nerd. Definitely get with LaConya Murray about that. So you can find my information on maxcows.com or thecoolestnerd.com. I'm a digital content creator that does a lot. I stream video games, make music, and digitally create almost anything that you see walking around. So I'm very passionate about what I do, and I have a very big skill set. Love to connect with people who like-minded individuals who want to work.
Do you have a place where we can find your portfolio? Did you tell us that? Where we can find you?
Yes, ma'am. If you go to my website, then there's some information there too. It's thecoolestnerd.com.
Coolestnerd.com. Easy peasy. Cool beans. My friend Alea.
Hello, beautiful people. My name is Alea Larkins, and I am the lead business strategist at the Universe Creative Group. I pretty much create conditions for people's success. I build business systems, automation, funnels, just getting people able to kind of create these amazing client experiences that you don't have to do manually. And
And we can find you.
You can find me at aleaL.com, either at aleaL, that's ALEIAELLE, or at Gritaverse, GRIDAVERSE, across all platforms.
Nice. And Miss Sherry, you're back with us. Can you tell us? Are you able to talk?
Yes, I was trying to unmute my microphone, but being pretty new to Clubhouse, I couldn't figure out how to do it. So I'm in the process of rebranding my website, preparing a digital product. But what my focus now is helping young Christian women realize that the most fulfilling career they'll ever have is the one that's aligned with their purpose. Career plus purpose equals fulfillment.
Love it.
So I help them realize that is a real choice that they can make, whether full-time, part-time, or as a sideline, and that is one that's full of fulfillment for themselves, but also pleasing to the Lord, and incomparable in terms of carrying out what your life's mission is about. I also love tacos. Jacqueline mentioned that, and I'm a professional taco eater too. I just didn't know that there was a thing.
Yeah, listen, as am I. I think Matt can attest to that. I think I ate tacos like every day last week. So
Nice. I love it. Hey, you know what? Before we go, so in the Genius Insider, so if you're not a Genius Insider, when we open up enrollment, you need to apply. Matter of fact, you need to go ahead and apply now because we're taking applications and we're going through the applications first, and we're only taking 30 people. So if you're like, what is the Genius Insider? The Genius Insider is our legal and business membership program. So you get the attorney and business mentor on subscription, free consultations, whether it's you need help with legal, whether you need help with business, you get those free consultations, free document review, master classes, these weekly Q&A sessions. People that are in the Insider, they are loving it. They're taking advantage of their benefits, and I love that, right? So one of the things that we have in the Insider, we have discussion boards. And this week, I posed a question. And I want to ask you all, subscriptions. What do you think about having a subscription or adding a subscription model to your business? So the Genius Insider is our version of a subscription model, right? That's just to diversify. And the reason I bring this up because I see and hear a lot of people talking about you got to have multiple streams of revenue, right? And a lot of people think that multiple streams of revenue means multiple businesses. But in reality, you can just create multiple streams of revenue within your own business, right? And have things that are related so that you're not all over the place. On Instagram, I can't read because of light, but it says Renea. She says, I want that. Listen, you should get that. I will send you a link to a book that really helped me out. And so I've been finding myself reaching out to different people saying, hey, you need to put that on subscription. Hey, like my candle lady. Oh, this one is, look, see, it's almost gone. But guess what? I just got an email saying that my delivery is on the way. So I don't have to worry about going and reordering, and I can keep my candles on lock. But I was like, listen, I need you to put these candles on subscription so I don't have to worry about ordering. Sometimes you have to make it easy for people to pay you. This is my opinion on the matter, and I'm going to open up. But you got to make it easy for people to pay you. So if you have something that people can use on a regular basis, go ahead and offer it on subscription. I don't have it up here, but I got this beautiful, I don't have it here, from Ritual Bay. I don't have it, but it was a beautiful package, and it has sage, it has bath tea, crystal, and something else in there, right? And I got that one package, and then she had another one with a different name on it. And I was like, listen, chick, you need to put that on subscription. Because people will pay to have that come to them on a monthly basis. The website, my website is thegeniuslounge.co is where you can go to sign up for the Genius Lounge, which is free, and where you can get more information for the Genius Insider. Thank you. So anybody here in Clubhouse want to chime in on subscriptions and what do you think or have questions? I would like to know what y'all think.
Oh, I didn't even know. So long. If I could say, because that's something I want to learn myself, Kanye. So I definitely like subscriptions personally, and I think it just kind of cuts out the middleman to me of people ordering. I got to keep running to the post office every day. So I'm definitely interested.
Absolutely, I just feel like it's a way to, and that's the way you know what, people want to know, oh, I need consistent revenue. Well, this is one way to have that consistent revenue, is to get it on subscription. Get it so people are paying you monthly for something that you're providing. And it can be a product or it can be a service. There's something that you can create in a way that you can have what's called, automatic customers. And so if you're interested in that book, hit me on Instagram and I will send you the link to the book on Instagram.
Okay, cool.
I think that it is also a good model, LaConya. I'm coming from a service provider mindset. So many times as a service provider, we're looking at the one-on-one, which you cannot scale one-on-one, right? Because 9 times out of 10 it's only you, and even if you hire a team, it's very difficult to scale that. However, when you're looking at a subscription model or a community model that allows you to be able to, number one, offer, not compromise the integrity of what you are offering, but being able to offer it at a lower price point, but still be able to give the value, it's amazing. Because then you can build communities. Then you're able to give the information from one to many versus just these individual clients and so on and so forth. And then you can absolutely scale that. You can do libraries. You can do lives that many people are able to come in and comment, kind of like the Jenny's Lounge.
Right.
You have that community where people come in, the insiders, and you're able to do a lot more, and it frees us up to do a lot more. So that's actually something I am looking to implement this year because I see the value in it.
I love all of that. One of the things, when you're talking about community, you mentioned that word community a couple of times, and that's really what it does. You're creating this community. You're creating what they used to talk about a few years ago, your 1,000 true fans. Your 80, they say that, or your 20, like 80% of your sales come from 20% of the people. Like, you're creating that, so you don't. And now when you get ready to go marketing, your marketing dollars go further because you have this tribe. You created this tribe. If they sign up on subscription, that means they like you, right? And they stay on. That means they love you. As long as you're treating them right and providing value, whenever someone needs something, they're going to refer you out. Whenever you put something else out, they're going to purchase. Like, you're creating this in-house, like I say, is like you have all the marketplace, right? It's the ocean, right? And then you have your subscribers. They're like a pond where you can go to and you can get and have more customers and a referral source. And it's just, you just have to take care of them. And I think this is a model that if you're listening to me tonight, I want you really to sit down and think about, how can I add a subscription model to my business? What would that look like? And you want to do it in a way that doesn't cause more work for you. Or if it does cause more work, like create more work, you want to make sure that you can handle the work. I just got a notification right now that subscription payment was,
And you're creating long-term clients.
Yes.
That's the other thing. You are creating retention. You are creating clients that you are starting from one point in their career journey, and you have the ability to follow them in every stage. So if you have a high-ticket item and that person is not ready for it, okay, you have this community that they can join.
Yes.
And you follow them along their journey until they're ready for it. And if you do it right, they're always going to come to you.
Always.
And then another big point about subscription, if you look at the big Fortune 100 companies like Apple, Dropbox, Microsoft, what they're doing is they've moved to a lot of subscription models. So storage on my iPhone, I used to pay once a year. I now pay that monthly. Dropbox, I used to pay one time. Now I pay monthly. Microsoft Word, I used to go to Office Depot, pick up the box. That was one time every few years. Now that is also monthly, but the big business model there is that now you have a different cash flow model. So instead of having big spikes in your cash flow, whereas whenever a new version, let's say Microsoft Word came out, you had everybody who was going to buying that, and then it was silent for a while. Now your cash flow in your business is more steady because you put it on a monthly subscription. People are paying for that once a month or either paying for the year. So those are some other big things to look at when you look at some of the bigger companies and looking at their models and understanding why they're doing it. Apple doesn't care per se how much I love them. Once I buy my new iPhone, they're still going to get that monthly money from me for the storage for the phone. So there's a couple of different ways to look at it in terms of looking at your books and overall the financial cash flow stability within the business model.
Absolutely. Great points. Great points. Cool beans. Well, thank you. I thank you for indulging me in this conversation. I know it went a little bit off of Murray's Law, but that's something that I really wanted to just put out there. And if you hadn't thought about it, I want everyone to think about it, because there is an opportunity to serve there. Because like Leah said, maybe they're not ready for your big your high dollar ticket yet, but you have another way that you can serve them and nurture that relationship. That's one of the great things I love about the Genius Insider. So in the past, when someone would come and retain me, I felt like I was losing them, and not as a customer, but just as knowing what's going on with their business. Because I legit love my customers and want to know what's going on with their business. The trademark process is so long, there wasn't really a way for us to keep that going on, and then afterwards, they leave, and I don't want that. Like, I want to know what's going on with your business. So now that you're inside of the community, once you're an insider, we have the ability to schedule the free consultation, so you can just catch up. So this not just the legal services, it's also the business mentorship. So if you have questions like about subscriptions, something like that, like, we can get on the phone and we can hash it out. And now I get to keep up with and stay a part of that journey, and that's what I really, really love. Like, because I want to see all of my people win. I want to see all of y'all winning. So yeah, that's what I love about it. All right, so just for the people that were coming in, we were talking about subscriptions, but what we're really here for is Murray's Law, which is our weekly Q&A. If you have questions about trademarks, copyright, or just business in general, raise your hand. We'll bring you to the stage so you can ask your question. If you missed it, you came in late and you're like, man, I wish I would have caught that. Sounds good. Make sure you go to the geniuslounge.co and join. It's free, and you can go to your dashboard and hit Murray's Law, and you will see the replay available for free. How about that? All right. Thank you. Any other questions? All right. Well, if there are no questions, I am going to call it a night. And we will see y'all back here next Monday at 7 p.m. Central Time. If you have questions, make sure you go to the geniuslounge.co and drop your questions. And unless you're an insider, then you know where to go when you're an insider to drop your questions. All right. Signing off. Let's see. Finish in bright.